Hey, family. Haven't posted much lately because most of what is happening is super discouraging. Uh, anyways, I think that there's a lot of people have asked me, they've come out to the range or the holster shop and asked me, what do you think's going to happen? You know, the silent majority. Who are all out buying guns and buying ammo and buying gear, and very tiny bit are getting training uh, and preparing to repel borders, you know, from their home, gonna wait to fight until the fight comes to their doorstep. Uh, I think that we have had a really good run as a country historically. We've had several generations of American people whom have gotten to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And as we've progressed further and further, it's been less and less of those three things, all the way up until now. And now it's just the system is so corrupt and so ulterior motive driven that things like a 5-year-old little boy, a little white 5-year-old boy, being murdered by a young black male neighbor who ran out and shot the kid in the head. That doesn't make mainstream news, aside from Fox, aside from the supposedly conservative mainstream media. All the other great big ones are silent. You got your small news outlets and your non 100% fake news outlets that are talking about it. But that's one, that's racism. That's media racism. And two, it just goes to show that there is absolutely no conscience whatsoever in our system as a whole. The government, the media, we've got a few shining stars in there that have a conscience. And I'm not going to name names because this isn't about politics, but by and large, there's no conscience. And those of us, like myself, that do have a conscience, the majority of us, the silent majority as we're called, just want to keep our heads low and protect me, my four, and no more. And to be honest, I think that our lack of involvement and our allowance of a lack of a conscience has led us right to where we are today, and I think we deserve what's coming. Because continued neglect, eventually implodes, eventually creates a destructive event. And that's not an optimistic thing for me, the optimist, to say at all. But that's what I see. And for those of you that want to know what I think, that's what I think. Is it biblical? Could be. There are a lot of there are a lot of things happening that seem very biblical, end times prophecy, biblical. But the same thing was said in World War II, leading up to World War II, during World War II. People in our country thought, this is the end, this has got to be, Jesus is going to be coming back soon. No man knows the day nor the hour. And countries, governments typically last, less than the length of time that our government has lasted. And it usually falls when we, the people, lay down and take it and allow our freedoms to be whittled away and allow our ability to defend ourselves be taken away. And then Marxism or socialism or communism, take your pick, comes in, and boom, there goes all the freedom. And mass amounts of people end up dying, being murdered by that new system. I'm not saying we deserve that, but I am saying that unless a massive amount of Americans actively get involved, that is probably what's going to happen. But I've got a family, I've got kids, I've got responsibilities. You have a responsibility to try to maintain the freedom that you were born into, that men and women have fought and died for over the past couple hundred years. Now the fight is here, on our soil. It starts in your home. It starts in your head. How do you get involved? That's for you to figure out. There are varied levels of involvement. But get involved, get plugged in, help in some way, shape, or form. Of course, voting is a way to get involved. But to be honest, this whole mail-in ballot thing and the already the corruption that's occurring in the voting realm, people going to the voting, poll station, stepping up, and they're registered as a Republican, not getting to vote for any Republican candidates because somehow they're magically registered as a Democrat. I mean, I could go on. It's massively corrupt, and the mass majority want to vote President Trump back into office. But I have no faith in the vote counting system. I think there's going to be a lot of voter fraud. There already has been. A lot of fraud going on. So what do? Well, you get involved in however you feel led to get involved, whatever way you feel led to get involved. Pray about it if you're a Christian. God did not call any of the Christians mentioned in the Bible to just stay at home and buy beans, bullets, and Band-Aids and body armor. That's not our calling as Christians. We are advised to prepare, but just sitting at home and waiting for the mob to show up outside your door like that guy did in that housing division when the BLM Antifa group walked in, and there they are at the end of his driveway, and he's standing there with his shirt off. I'm sure some of you saw that. Ready to fight, ready to defend his house all by himself. That's not the way to get involved. That's too late. If you wait for it to come to your doorstep, you're too late. And you're going to get overwhelmed if that group decides to act. So, Get plugged in, get involved while there's still time. Communicate, network, do whatever you feel led to do to safely and actively get involved. Wake up, silent majority. And God bless you guys. Stay safe. We're going to make it through this one way or another. And at the end of the day, I know where I'm going. I know where my kids are going. I know where my family's going. I know where most of my friends are going. And that's good enough for me. I hope you're in a similar boat. Makes life a lot easier that way. Stay safe, guys. We'll see you next time.